Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just incorrectly using Twitter. Admittedly, I'm a pretty new user of Twitter, but I have done a good bit of research on what works and what doesn't work for Twitter, and I want to share those things with you right now in this video. So let's check it out. So Twitter, let's talk about Twitter. Twitter is a platform used by streamers a lot, and I want to talk about how to correctly use this platform in order for you to grow your Twitch following, YouTube following, Facebook following, whatever the case may be. So let's talk about, let's understand what Twitter is first. Okay, Twitter is a social media platform that is used to express to people how you're feeling, what you're doing, any thoughts you might have on a certain subject, that kind of thing. It isn't. Here's what Twitter isn't. It isn't a searchable platform. People aren't browsing to find out how to do things like you do with Google or YouTube, even YouTube, or sometimes even Facebook, right? So it is a more of a personable platform where you can really get to know the person. A lot of people follow their favorite streamers, artists, actors or actresses, politicians. So the first thing I want to say is getting verified on Twitter isn't something that isn't something that you should strive for right off the bat, because you have to really have a social presence. You have to develop social proof, and what that means is basically people want to follow people who have a following. It's that simple. So you have to develop a following, an audience of your own, and really develop relationships through that to get to where you have people just following you, right? So that's the main way you grow. I believe one of the main ways to grow on Twitter is developing your own brand. Always brand your stuff. Always brand your content. I like to say always be branding, not ABCs, but ABB, right? Always be branding yourself. So the way you really get noticed on Twitter isn't follow based. Isn't based on your followage. It's based on people who like, comment, retweet, all of those things. Any of the posts that you make on Twitter. A great way to do that is to use GIFs, photos, any sort of media, videos, and people are scrolling on Twitter all the time, and most of it is text based. But if I see a photo, personally, if I see a photo, I'm going to stop on it and look at it, usually, or a video, something that catches people's eyes. You want to catch people's eyes on the long list of people who have liked things or commented on things. So make sure that you are using media when you can, when it's applicable. Don't do it spammy. Don't do it when it doesn't fit, right? So let's just use common sense and make content for Twitter that isn't spammy. You don't really want to use Twitter as where you just spam your links to things. So I wouldn't spam my links to, I say this, I've done it in the past, but it's currently changing for me. I'm not spamming my Twitch links, my YouTube links to my videos or anything like that. Every once in a while is okay, but it starts to look a little spammy, and a lot of people don't like that, and they just won't follow you anymore or unfollow you. That's one thing that I've learned doing research on this. And another thing that looks really spammy is hashtags. Hashtags look super spammy, and I gotta be honest, I gotta admit, I used hashtags, and I think hashtag usage is important, but in a way that is a little bit more professional, not just spamming tags because you want to be noticed. And it looks like you're starving for attention, just spamming hashtags in all of your tweets. I've cut back a lot on that. I've found that cutting back on my hashtags, I've actually improved my engagement on my Twitter feed, right? So I think a lot of people will say social studies of social media, not the stuff that you learn in school, but have said that if you use two hashtags, that should be optimal. If you use more than two, then it actually reduces the engagement drastically. I would only use two hashtags. That's all that's necessary. Another thing is create original content. So you have different platforms, and let's say you have two or three different platforms and you're wanting to create things for those platforms. Create it originally. So what I think really works is different things posted on different platforms. It drives people to want to know, okay, this guy is, say on Instagram, he's tweeting out or he's posting pictures on Instagram. He also has a Twitter, but they go to my Twitter and they see the same thing. That's just like, I'm already following you on Instagram, so I don't want to really follow you on Twitter. Create something on Instagram, create something different on Twitter. That builds engagement on both platforms, so they can come follow you on both platforms and see that you have different things on there. Another one is don't throw temper tantrums or a fit or complain about things on Twitter. It just looks really bad. It makes you look bad. If you're a brand, if you're wanting to brand your name as a Twitch streamer or YouTube or Facebook or anything like that, you want to have a positive outlook of, just make sure that you're putting out content that isn't divisive, right? I mean, you can have opinions, but let's just make them to where they're easily digestible for your audience, right? Another thing is making sure that we're filling out our bio. Think about your profile picture. Keep that in mind. Make sure you're filling out your bio. Those things are the first thing that people see when they're on your, they go to your page. So having a picture of your logo and stuff like that, it's not very personable. I would suggest using a picture of your face if you're comfortable with that. I think it helps engagement, and it helps people really feel like they're talking to you instead of just a company. Put something personable about yourself in your bio. People are wanting to know who you are, get to know you. So use your bio to be able to just snippet your life. Say, hey, this is what I am. This is what I do. Mine says, my name is Ryan Martin. I'm 29. I stream on Twitch, and I also make YouTube content. I'm here to help people grow and reach their streaming goals. Another thing is, speaking of your bio and your name, you should be using the same name, if possible, the same name across all your social media platforms. It's just easier to keep up with you that way, easier to find you on other platforms, right? So use your handle across all platforms. If you haven't made a special Twitter or Instagram for your live streams as a gamer, I would do that. It's vital. Twitch is not a discoverable platform, so how do you get discovered? On other social media platforms. Right. You guys got it right. Good job. Speaking of your bio, in your bio there's a website section. Utilize that. Use your website section to link whether it be your Twitch, your YouTube, your Facebook as a streamer. You want to make sure that you have that there so people can check out the link. I usually go in there, see when they're live, and follow them if I enjoy the content, right? And I encourage all you guys to do that too. That brings me to my next point, is making sure that we are building relationships with other streamers, network with each other genuinely, right? Because it doesn't want to come off as a business deal. You're wanting to grow friendships and stuff like that while you're streaming. It's always important to make sure that you are being genuine with your relationship building, and not just as like a business deal or a ploy or whatever you want to call it. Don't be disingenuous. Be truly wanting to grow relationships with people. Well, the last thing I'd like to say is, follow the influencers that influence you. So follow those people, see what they're doing, see what they're posting, see how they're presenting their content, comment in their stuff, retweet their stuff, really engage in their community, and then who knows? You may gain some followers. Don't go in there asking for followers, right? But build relationships, comment on comments and stuff like that. So that's how you build social proof. That's pretty much the gist of it. How to really utilize Twitter as a streamer. That's how I believe I'm seeing results with the increase in my Twitter following. And speaking of, I do have a Twitter. I also have a Twitch. It's linked down below. Make sure you go follow those if you'd like. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch. So check me out. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the bell notification just in case you would like to see any more of these videos. I'm making videos just to be able to help as much as I can, give as much knowledge as I've studied. I put a lot of hours into studying how this stuff works, and I kind of would like to just relay this information to you, gather up all the knowledge I can about it, and really break it down to where it's super easy to understand without all the mumbo jumbo. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next Tuesday.